listening to Childhood Matters.
Brought to you in part by Every Child Counts. First 5, Alameda County.
Back to your host, Rona Renner.
We're talking with Sharon Robinson, United Way of the Bay Area Site Coordinator for Spark Point, Oakland, and Saundra Davis, President and CEO of Sage Financial Solutions. And we're talking with you, 1-877-372-KIDS, 877-372-5437. And we have Miguel on the line with us right now. And hi, Miguel, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Great. So basically, you've had some struggles with your work. You have the guardianship right now of your sister. And are you looking for more work, or are you in an okay place right now?
Well, I work at a middle school. North Oakland Community Charter School. It's from kindergarten to 6th grade.
Cool.
And as soon as the school year ends, I will be looking for work.
Yeah, you and a lot of people, right?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
So, Saundra, what words of wisdom do you have here for Miguel?
Well, the first thing, Miguel, that I would say is that while you don't want to create an environment where you're stressed about money and that shows up with your little sister, where you're making comments that would be stressful for her, you can have a conversation with her that helps her to understand that your role first is to provide safety and necessities for her. And one of the ways that you can do that, I do a lot of work with young people that age, and one of the things that you can do is start with we're going to approach our money this way. We're going to do our have-to-haves, our nice-to-haves, we'll have them after everything else is covered list. And that way she can be part of the conversation and begin to understand that what you're trying to do is make sure that you two are happy and healthy and living together and living well and have some financial well-being before you get to the Nikes and the designer things and all of those other things that we have that we want. And that way you can begin to help her model this kind of behavior. But the main thing I would say about that is it can help her avoid the worry. Many times we don't realize that our behaviors create an environment for children that's very stressful. And then when we do that, they increase our stress levels even more because then they start stressing us out more. So if you decide how you're going to deal with the money in a way that keeps you relaxed and calm even when things are stressful, you can do that same thing with her. And I would encourage you to engage in that conversation rather than just say, I can't afford jeans, then that way you can help her understand you have some financial priorities and you'll be modeling good behavior for her as well.
Miguel, does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, and it's an approach that I've tried to attack, but the way that it was very eloquent the way that she put it. I haven't tried it exactly in that manner.
Yes. And I think it's about, as a mom, I know there are times when my kids have asked me for things and I get I feel guilty, and then I get frustrated and I go, you can't have it. Don't you know we don't have money? Things like that. And that's the approach that comes when we're under stress. And so
and that's also a new thing. Like, I wasn't given 9 months to prepare.
Exactly.
Being a parent, you know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
Being that warm.
Yeah.
This is all new to me. You know what I mean? Not just the money, but, being caring for another person
is all new to you. And that's
and
where
it all adds up,
You may actually want to try and go to Bananas if you're in Oakland or someplace and see if you can connect with, other people who are in your situation. I'll be glad to talk to you offline anytime also, Miguel. But I think saying we're having a family meeting, we're in this boat together. We're going to be okay. We're strong, healthy, wise people. We're going to be okay. And here's some of the things we have to do. Well, let's take a listen now to what some parents have to say. One of our producers, Tony Giorgetti, went out and talked to parents about what they're dealing with.
This is assistant producer Anthony Giorgetti, and this week I went to Habitat in Berkeley to speak with parents about the economic crisis and how it's affecting them.
I work for a private nonprofit community health agency in San Francisco right now. San Francisco, of course, is experiencing $1 billion deficit. So I'm very nervous.
It's definitely added some stress.
We are feeling a little bit more hopeful right now, but those last few months have been really frightening. And there have been some nights where I was waking up in the middle of the night and thinking, we're going to be okay.
It hurts that my paycheck isn't high as it used to be. I'm hoping that people don't lose their drive to do more in this time.
Are your children aware of the economic crisis?
No, not at all. They still say, gimme, can I have?
My 2-year-old, obviously not. My 16-year-old, not really. I don't think he fully appreciates how bad things are.
Well, my son is only 3, so it's still a concept we are trying to develop in him, to explain him that the objects he has or wants have a cost and how society functions.
We're middle-income people. We both have to keep a job in order just to maintain housing and food costs. And, of course, in order for us to do that, we have to provide her with childcare. We might have to do something like take a couple days off work, which would hit our income, but would also allow us to reduce our childcare costs.
Thank you so much, Tony. I think one of the things that stands out for me is the idea of stress. That Dr. Eitan spoke yesterday. I heard him speak. He's a brilliant man here in Oakland, and he was talking about how stress affects people's longevity. And when you're living in poverty or you're living with stress, it affects your health tremendously. Saundra.
In both the 2 callers that we've had who are working with brothers and sisters and the families we heard on the recording, one of the things that people can do to help children understand what's going on is use a tool called a SAFE account. And these are match savings accounts that for every $1 that's saved, it's matched with $3. And that way the children can start to learn what saving means and understanding how they can begin to use their monies in ways that can be used for education, tutoring, lessons, dance lessons. So some of the things that they might want to have, understanding that there's a way that they can pursue those things that's a healthier way than one of the women said, gimme, gimme, gimme. And it's a nice way to work with your children around understanding what money means in our world. The main thing that I took away was that really helping people understand that we are a community, and this really is an opportunity to heal some of the areas that have gone a bit awry when we were in prosperous times and people weren't paying attention to their money.
We are children of the world, watching every day come by.
We continue with Childhood Matters, brought to you in part by First 5 Santa Clara County.
Here's more with Nurse Rona.
We're talking with Sharon Robinson, United Way of the Bay Area Site Coordinator for Spark Point Oakland, and Saundra Davis, President and CEO of Sage Financial Solutions. Saundra, you've been very involved also with this. Can you say why this is important in whatever county? This is good that it's in Oakland, but in other counties also?
Yes. Yeah. The Bank On initiative is started in San Francisco. We have Bank On California. There's Bank On Sacramento, Oakland, Fresno has an initiative. There are a lot of places that do this. The reason this is so important is that in these current times, it's always important, but particularly now, when you have less, you have to plan more. People don't realize that when low and moderate income families, we actually have to be more wise with our money. And bank products allow us to do that. You can avoid predatory practices of payday lending and those kinds of things when you're using bank products that are basically vetted by these Bank On organizations, because they make sure that the banks are doing the right thing for the clients that they're serving. So they're really developing relationships of trust, and people can develop relationships with the bank that can go far beyond just opening a checking account. They actually can begin to build wealth by having a trusted relationship with the banks.
So we have things like Bank On Oakland, Bank On San Francisco. We have Spark Point Centers. We have Earn. Mm-hmm. We have all these organizations that people can find out about when they call 211. Well, I'm encouraged. There are things out there that people can get, where people can get help. Saundra Davis, a final word.
When you're looking at a wise allocation of limited resources, find and use your community resources. Do not be ashamed. This is a no-shame, judgment-free zone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your children. We will get through this.
Thank you so much, Saundra Davis, CEO of Sage Financial Solutions. And thank you to Sharon Robinson and to 211 and United Way for all you do. Road to recovery is the way to go, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.